Hello, hello! Welcome one and all. Welcome to my stream. I am Paladin Ashe, here to stream for you again. And today we're getting back into Final Fantasy XIV. I decided to renege on the whole actual, new character experience because honest to fucking god, I don't have the patience. I'm already going to be reading out the dialogue completely, via my voice, mostly so that people won't just sit there with me fucking reading unaudioed text. But you shall see. Either way, let's get into it. With 1, 2, 3, where is it? Boom. That's got audio. Okay. Yeah, for those who tuned in very early the last time, and those, who are only just, for those who, didn't catch it this time, or the last time, this is my, my alt, Meryl Fader Bilgsethson. He's currently up to the Shadowbringers, patch content, but not, I don't think into Endwalker yet. Despite that, he's at least level 80. He's ready to go in as samurai. Yeah. Also, I typically play this game modded, hence why he, probably, you're probably thinking, isn't he not quite your thing? He's a Rogueton, but he's, usually glammed up a bit more. Though, I think the post-dawn trail, upgrades to the face really did him justice. Before, he kind of had a gaunt look to him. But whatever. We're gonna get into it. Yeah, I know. Right, I was gonna fucking read this out. Still, I'm sorry, Meryl Fader. How'd you fancy a trip outside the city walls? I'd like you to visit an orchard by the name of Summerford Farms. Ever heard of the place? The owner, Stelwern, is an old mate of mine. He's got himself a crew of mostly reformed fire types. If you can believe that, and as seen trying to bring a bit of life back to the field after the calamity ruined the soil. It mentioned needing another and or two, and your name sprang to mind. I gave you a glowing recommendation, so make sure you work hard and impress the old bastard. You need directions? The place ain't hard to find. Just take the Zephyr Gate out of the city and follow the road northeast. Yay! So the lore behind this character is I tend to invest myself into my characters a bit. So my main character, Stillhunder, is part of a pair. That would be the father figure adoptive to my boyfriend's female character, Fianula. And he's no longer playing this game, but we kind of had this lore where there were the two warriors of light, but she was more of the main character warrior of light. This one's more where he's the main character. And whereas Stillhunder in the previous one was kind of part of a think tank child prodigy group of the I think they were called the On, the non-citizen members of the Garlean Empire. This one was raised as a child soldier. Where was I going? Zephyr Gate. Yeah. I'm also eating a belated lunch of Mickey D's nuggets and fries. So, bear with me occasionally, I'll be munching. Hopefully not on a hot mic. This is my in-character, favorite mount. Though in out of character, I'm generally pretty fond of it, but... But still. Malfader, is it? You honored his words, so that's a good start. I'm Stelwern, the old bastard, as better and likely described me. A good number of the lads... I need to fucking, like, interrupt that. A good number of the lads and lasses working here once terrorized the high seas, and if you're wondering why I employ these scrags, well, they used to groove my pirate ship. But the calamity did for our ship, like it did so many others. And I was sore wounded into the bargain. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Mirrowwood's initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers work in the field seemed too fine an offer to refuse. Well, it turns out you can take the pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes just never took to tending the soil, see? Oh. And unfortunately, the botanists I called in to train him have been wringing their hands in black despair with so much work piling up. I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed. Yeah, New Game Plus, you don't get rewards for shit. It's a purely cosmetic experience for those who wanted to play the story again. Ow. I want to say they mostly have... This bitch ass did not give me the immediate follow-up. Wishes to inspect your gear. Okay, have fun with that. Skips through that because that's like the basic, hey, have you equipped anything that's like total I5 stuff? I assure you I have. Ah, Big Sesson. That aura of confidence tells me you've not been idle since last we met. I hope I've read you aright, for I've a task that requires the attention of a capable adventurer. Might that adventurer be you? I suppose. Good to hear. Then I shall lay before you the sorry tale. You will have heard rumors of the abductions. Aye, citizens have been disappearing from every corner of Limsa as if plucked from the face of Heidelin, boots and all, by an unseen hand. What's this got to do with Summerford Farms, you might ask? Well, that remains to be seen, but it seems a collection of right unsavory fellows with azure tattooed faces has been creeping up to the edges of the field and spying on my yeoman. Now, I doubt anyone would enjoy being scrutinized by such savages at the best of times, but the farmhands are convinced that they're the kidnappers of rumor, come for their hides. Needless to say, they're beside themselves with worry, and their work's suffering for it, which is the very last thing I need when my old crewmen are still getting used to their new jobs. It's a struggle to get them to leave the farmhouse of a morning. That is, as they say, where they come in, where you come in. Would you be willing to investigate these tattooed thugs for me? Yeah, sure. Good lad. The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the sooner this place will start to resemble a working farm again. I suggest you begin by having a look around Seasong Grotto if reports are to be believed. Our unwelcome visitors have occupied the place. Be careful though, Bill Sasson. I couldn't say for sure what manner of miscreant we're dealing with here. If they are the kidnappers, well, just be on your guard, all right? Okay. Okay. Oh, right.
I am the waves that bear. I am the winds that guide. I am the evening stars. I am the morning sky. I am born of the sea, and there shall I die. Thus reads the sailor's requiem, carved
It's everybody's
into
favorite
yonder
waifu.
stone. Such words well describe the manner in which the citizens of Limsa Lominsa live their lives. It is both a litany against misfortune for those out on the waves, and a prayer that the souls of those who perish on land might find their way back to the sea. Ah, you are the adventurer I've seen around Summerford Farms. I thought myself on the trail of the kidnappers, but it would seem I have missed my mark. Or perhaps not. As I suspected, the etheric disturbance here is no natural occurrence. Nor is it a coincidence that the two of us should come here in search of those responsible for the disappearances, only to be attacked. But who stands to benefit from the keeping of this secret? Oh, such thoughts must wait. Let us attend to the task at hand, unpleasant though it be.
Hey, Zeph! Been a while since I... Oh, right. Leveled down samurai. It's such pain. I only have 2 abilities and a dodge. Okay, fine, I'll fight the stupid little, like, cum balloons. The one upside, though, I'm basically like a Lobby going around an epic tier gear. Which means everything kind of dies quickly. in these duties. Oh, I wasn't able to get a dance off.
Phew.
Fucking blue sky in my hands. Not the social media platform, though it does connect me to something. But a crystal of methlite.
Hear, feel, think.
The payoff for those words was so fucking good in Endwalker.
Crystal bearer. I am Heidelin.
Talking rock.
Made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm.
You know, I could sell this in Ul'dah for like $350.
And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish.
It is kind of hilarious, though, that you kind of find out
crystals of light.
that this shit is basically playing on repeat to anybody who will listen.
To them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart.
I do miss my mods. The fluffier beard, the better face sculpt. Pre-Dawn Trail, Meryl Fader's face was kind of rough. It doesn't help that I do like the face paint stuff, like, with respect to the mods. So, like, he kind of looks a little bit gaunt.
Now, my child, shine thy light.
Like, Yoshi P can understand me. Especially when I say stuff like, you know, Leheckin Moderinos.
Awake again? Are we? Aha! The poor creature's fury was kindled with cruel forethought.
Poor Goobu. They
See
just want to
this
vibe
blade?
and eat seeds.
I found it in the Gubu's back. I have seen knives of this kind before. They are most commonly used for
Knives?
cutting of rope.
Like frickin', you know,
It would appear our culprits
Scott
are
Pilgrim's
seafaring men of
band?
some persuasion. Piratical being the most probable.
If I see Ramona
In any
flowers
event,
anywhere
you seem
around
much
here, I'm gonna
recovered from
start
your sudden
blasting.
affliction. I confess, I was rather taken aback when you collapsed at the very moment of our victory. Mayhap a surfeit of ether? I beg your pardon. A towering crystal. I'm sure I don't... Oh.
Scott Pilgrim's one of those, like, movies and comics where, like...
Well.
I feel like
has
teen
been a day of
guys are
unexpected
more likely to be
revelations.
like, oh yeah, I'd fight the, you know, the
I
evil
must continue my
ex-boyfriends. And then, like,
investigation.
older guys are like...
In
At
the
least
meantime,
guys in their
I
early
suggest you deliver
30s
this
and
knife to
onward
your
are like,
patron,
fuck
along
that,
with a
she
warning
ain't worth the
concerning
time. A little
pirates'
dye
probable
job does not make a
involvement
girl
in
worth
this
your
mighty
effort.
business.
Yo, whereas like
The
20-somethings
days
would be a
ahead
little
promise
bit
little
more
rest,
catching
I
on.
fear. May our paths cross again, under the light of the crystal.
I mean, it's not help that, like, you know, from what little I've seen of the fucking movie, which I've never seen, you know, she just kind of, like, shrugs every time he's, like, in a situation with one of her fucking, you know, evil exes. She's like, yeah, this is just what you have to put up with. Sorry, I can't do anything about it. Well, gee, thanks, bitch. And let's be honest. Let's be honest. There are Ramona Flowerses with the quote-unquote evil ex-boyfriends. It's just that the evil ex-boyfriends are called their orbiters. You don't have to fight them off. You have to deal with them to prove your security in the relationship, while the chick does everything she can to prove that she's not worth that security. But it's not my problem. I'm too gay for that shit. So have you watched the Scott Pilgrim Takes Off Netflix series? Understandable. Big Saxon, right glad am I to see you safely return. My lads were all gabbing about hearing what sounded like all seven hells breaking loose near the grotto, and I feared I'd sent you to your death. My cold reading skills ain't great. If you were in the middle of that commotion, I hope it yielded something of interest. I'd hate to think you'd risk your life for naught. I found this shitty knife. A blade pulled from the back of a creature you slew at the cave, eh? I'd agree that such a knife would be part of any... Oh, fuck. Shit. Damn it. I'm required to read this out because they don't voice every scene. I'd agree such a knife would be part of any seafaring man's kit. I'm starting to think that these ruffians are pirates come to lure my farmhands back to a life of plunder. Chances are they didn't take kindly to your appearance on their doorstep and set a mad gooboo on you. The pirates have been adding to their numbers of late. I'd best warn the lads and lasses my employ to be on guard against their schemes. Cancel that out for now. Huh? Met someone else at the grotto. One with a strange contraption. Ah, Y'shtola. She's been in Limsa Lominsa for a good while now, become quite the waifu to all in company. Her studies of the ether often bring her out to Summerford, so her presence at the grotto is hardly unusual. She's an odd lass, I grant you, but she's not the kind to associate with kidnappers. You may take my word on that. Where trust should be lacking is in those yeomen of mine who have yet to wholly relinquish their pirate pasts. The temptation to return to the free and easy life of the buccaneer may prove too strong to resist. Give my thanks, Bilgsatson. If it weren't for the effort of stalwart adventurers like yourself, this farm would be in far worse state than it is. Just you keep on lending your talents to those in need, eh? Help bring Limsa the brighter future she deserves. That's Sleethloth Severin and his lot. Never around when there's work to be done. Sooner hire you for the sake of getting things done, but then the rapscallion would never learn. Round them up and let them know that Stelwern would like a word. And... Samurai! So, like, the lore for this character is that originally he started as a gladiator. Well, not a gladiator, a warrior. So, marauder. And, so, like, this is, like, a what-if scenario if I flipped the script a bit with, say, like, me and Bo's characters. In, like, the mainline canon, Stillhunter is kind of second fiddle to his daughter, and Fionnuala is, like, the sort of, like, the more prominent of the, you know, the deuteragonists, if you will. Gets, like, you know, the big hype moments more often, and also has, like, the more dramatic connections. In this case, Meryl Fader is the more prominent of the dynamic duo. Fionnuala's a trap because, of course, Bo suggested that. It's all, like, disguises to hide from Garlemald sort of thing. And whereas in the mainline universe, Stillhunter is more of like a child prodigy who was raised in a think tank of non-citizenship citizens of the Garlean Empire. Meryl Fader was raised as like a child super soldier. And when they arrive in Limsa Lominsa, he becomes a marauder. And for a time is exceptional at that. Harnesses his, like, you know, warrior rage to, like, defend those that he cares for. But he severely damages his, you know, one of his arms in the fight against Ultima Weapon. And as a result of that, had to shift into being, like, more of a swordsman. Where, like, while, yes, his, like, arm is there for, like, moving things around, he's not hefting as much. This causes some consternation down the line because he's still got that harnessed warrior rage, but he's no longer properly wielding it. And it starts taking him over towards the beginning of the Stormblood story. And causes him to, like, take major injury against Ilburn. But it doesn't stop him from slapping the shit out of Ilburn all the same. So basically, hero with like a hidden dark side, or superpowered dark side, as it were. But he also has like some training in like other things. Like, while I still had the level up bonus, I leveled up, you know, machinist for the shits and gigs. Like, let's see. I think I boosted Summoner just to have Summoner, but, like, I didn't level it. But I think I did level Red Mage Standard. Leveled Ninja for quite some time, because it pairs well with Samurai. Leveled Gunbreaker because that just kind of fits the aesthetic. Hey, Chanka. Doing okay yourself? But yeah, Gunbreaker's his, like, you know, post, like, you know, maiming, like, tanking class, and Samurai is his post-maiming Samurai, or DPS class. Stem is broked. Oh, Steam. What the hell? Ugh. I'm in-game, but, like, I just checked. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I'm offline in Steam. Fucking... Fix your shit, Steam. Fix your shit. Do it quickly before the people on Twitter who are just like, oh, you don't have like an entire like room library dedicated to solid physical media? LOL, you're a loser. I stuck with physical media because I'm so superior. Where am I looking? Right. I need to... Hello, guy. Work? Ha! Can't work when me hands are full lifting this mug. You know, I'd wager me last gilly you'd never guess what I'm drinking. Swell wine? Well, you're right about the swell part. I reckon it might be worth a day of doing Stilwern's chores if it'll afford me a taste of proper grog. Whee! Careful, Zeph, a bard will start singing a ballad about star-crossed lovers. And secret tunnels because of, like, being separated by a mountain, but the mountain is actually, like, steam being broken. Where is this bitch? I always have such difficulty finding some of these hoes. Not there. Right. Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel! I think I know, like, it begins something like, two lovers, a war divides their people, something, secret tunnel. Ugh, how am I supposed to work on an, no, wait, no. Oh, how am I supposed to work on an empty stomach? Go on, have a guess at what I had for breakfast. Breaded sticks. How did you know? It's my breath, ain't it? It probably smells as wooden as the food tasted. But I know why you're here. I just as soon get some real food in me, but I ain't one to reject the summons from the captain. If you're wondering why I raised my voice like that, not really raised, but spoke in my, like, annoying side of my voice. Fucking, which is all parts of my voice, but still. Yeah, it was because Lala fell. Axes were made for splitting skulls, not stumps. You know what I did in my sailing days? Skirmishing? Yeah, bet your beard I did, lad. Those were the days. Ugh. I reckon now I'll have to be satisfied taking my axe to the trees. How are you supposed to chop fucking skulls with an axe head shaped like that? It's clearly meant for chopping wood. I'm not really good at, like, suave, Fabio voices. So, still, a Stelworm sent you, and what do you reckon I say to that? I've saucier seeds to sow? Damn right. Didn't get where I am by taking guff from any glorified gardeners, but I suppose I could see what he wants to get him off my back. Whee. Where's this bitch? Where is this bitch? There's this bitch. I guess I'll play Digimon World because, you know, Steam is broke. Wait, can you even... Oh, right, you can play it on your not Steam Deck. Your Androidicus Prime or whatever. Odin Portal 2 or 2 Portal. It's amusing because it wasn't until Boobs was like, I couldn't afford the Steam Deck, so I bought the, what was it? No, it wasn't that he couldn't afford it. He just decided to get the, like, what was it? The AMD, like, emulator thing. And I think you gave him a bit of shit for that. Let's see. I'm Severin. You the old man's errand boy now? Tell my dear old captain not to wet his britches. I'll be along. Oh, and just so we're clear, I don't care for landlubbers. Go find the chocobo you rode in and ride on out. Do your job and I just might, but I know you won't. I mean, we're always giving, you know, Boobs shit for something. I still remember giving him shit for, like, a thing that I didn't know he did until, like, somehow it came up in discussion that he paid for WinRAR, and it was like, excuse me? I think you mentioned that, and I was just like, he did fucking what? You continue to impress all. All but Severin are accounted for. You know, it's actually, like, I suppose a reasonable thing so long as you, like, pay off, like, the credit. And it allows you to get it now rather than later, and you can pay off the credit over time. Right, that was at the time that he didn't have a credit card, per se. It's no fault of yours, he squirmed out. I've let the worm wriggle through my fingers more times than I can account. Rest assured, the next time I see him, I'll put him squarely in the dirt, where all such worms belong. Pains me to say, but all the guild in the world can't buy loyalty. There are some like you who can be trusted, but then there are others. Until now, I've had no choice but to rely on that charlatan Severin. Even though I am fully aware he's been doing shady deals behind my back. More than once I've heard tell of improper trading with goblins. I wouldn't be the least surprised if that were happening right now. Not a bell ago, a sack of oranges vanished, as did Severin. I want you to find and confront the bastard for me, Bilgseth, and I'm sure there's wrongdoing afoot. So be sure to doubt anything that comes out of his mouth. Yeah. Those are honestly both pretty reasonable reasons. Like, you wanted it because you wanted it mostly because you wanted the portability, but you also mostly wanted it for, like, the possibilities of a portable, like, emulation console. Boobs wanted the LIX, which he, you know, could afford on his line of credit. Slash doubt. What's this? Stelwern sent you for the oranges? So the old bugger had known all this time. What does it matter? Listen, you're one of those goody-good adventurers, right? Go rescue me mates from those double-dealing goblins. They're just over yonder by the bonfire. Whoosh! Whoosh! Stop being, like, on your knees. Pleasing goblins will require you to get on your belly. I owe you one. Would have gotten away myself if not for Severin shoving me aside. If you hadn't come, my dodo would have been cooked. Cooked dodo. I mean, I can understand that feeling. Severin sent you. The way he flew out of here, I was sure he'd sold us down the river. Let's see, I think I'm already in the free company. Open up. Which one is the button for free companies? Social free company. I don't actually have that listed, but I am in the etheric library. You saved me, mates, and for that I owe you. Suppose I should be ashamed I couldn't clean up my own mess, but a pirate knows no shame. I've no qualms about going back on my word. I'm only giving you this sack because I like the cut of your jib. Take it to Oseen and send him my regards. Pick up the damn oranges. What have we here? A delivery from Summerford Farms and it's scheduled. Ha! It's the first time for everything. Well, look at that. Not a single one missing either. About the only things not here are those bagmen, and I don't miss them one bit. Here's Stelwern's payment in full. With you, I can trust it'll reach him. I momentarily fucked around with, what is it called? RetroArch? The emulator packager thing on Steam. You know what I'm talking about. Like, I briefly fucked around with it because it's like, hey, maybe I can continue my, my Suikoden playthrough. But the amount of excess work I would have had to go through to, like, do what I fully intended to do, which was have an import save for Suikoden 3, which I could then play on stream, was such a fucking, like, you know, unnecessary amount of busy work that it was like, nope, kills the vibe. Back in one piece. That's a relief. How did you fare, Bill Sethson? I really should just mentally omit the name. Ah, this is what I'm aiming for. Looks to be all I was owed, all right. Though I'd be telling you false if I claimed I had not held out more hope for Severin. I was even willing to overlook the skimming off the top, but to sell us all short in favor of those god's-forsaken goblins? You do well to mind yourself around the two-killed cheat. If he'd leave his own mates for dead, there's no telling what he'd do to you. Gurkant. Look, I don't care what you can't. I care what you can. So Gurkant, do what you can. Grandpa, what do you do when there's nothing, when you can't do nothing, but there's nothing you can do? Do what you can. Blast. At this rate, the crops will never be ready for harvesting. If only we had black loam. Just a bit could send her stocks soaring. I'll bet Rotweeda knows you where you might find some. Perhaps you might pay her a visit in the orchard. Rotweeda. Okay, let's go to Rotweeda. It's Rarity! Ephemero! With the smoky eye face. I'd wager like 99% of like any like, you know, Femro players have that face. It's funny, there is a Femstall likeness that I went with for like the other character that I briefly rolled to play through this new game experience. Or New Game Plus experience, but then was like, whatever, going with this. Anyways, the only reason I went with the more demure looking face is because my buddy Joey had the smoky face on his main and was like, I don't want to be samey, and like he's gonna appear in shots and photos and stuff like that. Ended up working out well. Somewhere on his hard drive, he's got like an image that is like the evil orphan matron versus the good orphan matron. That Gurkant's got a head full of cabbage if he thinks I'm fetching him black loam. But if you dare to pitch some of the some from the cook pot, then be my guest. Just mind you don't get trampled upon by the aurochs at 12 there. Once you've 3 bushels worth, take the black loam to Priffwall at Tiller's Rest. He'll know what to do. Yeah, so let's go to the field where the, you know, giant cows are and get the black loam. Why is it all loamy and black? Well, actually, what does this item say? Quite literally a steaming sack of shite. You know, both WoW and this game have, like, you know, poop quests, but I will say Final Fantasy XIV tends to be a degree more subtle about it. Slips it in there, you are gathering shit, doesn't tell you you're gathering shit, you're gathering loam. Ah, even the weeds wither and die in this desolate soil. Have some shit. But a bit of this black loam ought to change all that. I haven't seen any in ages. Gathering black loam's not for the weak of will, nor the weak of stomach, eh? Oh, don't tell me Gurkant and Rotweeda neglected to mention where black loam comes from. I kind of guessed. Surely you figured it out on your own from the cloying stench it comes from the Auroch's lair of all places. Well, why dwell on who misled whom and about what? What matters is that your efforts have brought us the black loam, and we can expect a bountiful harvest as a result. Thanks. Damn, you got back problems. Wait, no. Give me the follow-up quest. Confounded pirates. They know nothing of tilling. Only killing. stealing our shovels to melt and forge into axes of all things. They're biting the hand that feeds them, the mangy mongrels. Oh shit, they're stealing copper wire too. I'd love to teach these curs a lesson in obedience myself if I hadn't sworn to Stillborn that I wouldn't find no more. So I need you to bring back our farm tools and make sure those dogs reap what they've sown. Okay. You're grounded! You need to leave! I wonder what those sea dogs will try and steal when there's no harvest. I don't know, but they're kind of dead. Or are we operating in that version of the universe where I didn't kill them just now? Ah, good to see the tools back in serviceable condition, which will be more than what we can say of Severin when we get our hands on him. The wretch likely had a role in the theft. Spied him meeting the pirates in secret, I did. I couldn't care less if the wastrel won't work, but when he consorts with cutpurses that take our tools away, he's crossed the line. Selwyn ought to know what sort of scalawag he's dealing with. Take word to him, would you? Whee. Yeah, on my main version of this game with augmentations, shall we say, I have like a variant of the samurai appearances that is based off of Virgil from DMC5. It kind of gets rid of the floweriness and makes it more cutty and rippy and lightning-y. So you can be the storm that is approaching. Provoking. Pirates making off with our tools. Prefwall did well not to take matters into his own hands. Last thing I need is blood on my crops. But I'll be damned if Severin thinks he can take us for a fool. His treachery won't go unpunished. I've come to expect a great deal from you, lad, and you've never once let me down. Yet what I'd ask of you now goes beyond aught I've asked for. Would you hear my plea all the same? Accept. It eases my mind to have your ear. You're no doubt familiar with Severin by now. Well, the scheme and scapegrace is at it again. Since that letter came for him, he's been skulking about in that manner he does when he's up to no good. Now he's rounded up his rogues and buggered off with nary a word to anyone. I've grown accustomed to his insolence, but something tells me this is different. It ain't exactly damning, but when last I had words with him, he didn't look defiant so much as hunted. I can't help thinking he's gone looking for trouble and I found more than he wanted. So I was hoping he might hunt his sorry hide down and drag it back here before it's too late. The ungrateful little cur bites me every chance he gets, but I can't quite bring myself to cut him loose. I suppose he reminds me a bit of my younger self. Suffice to say, I'd rather he didn't come to a sticky end. As for how to find him, I'd try asking Grinwita at the Aetherite. She was the last one to see him. I dare say she'll be able to tell you where he was headed. Grinwita. Brunhilda. Nothing that passes through those gates escapes my notice. I saw the Rouser and his rabble set out for Woad Whisper Canyon not long ago, singing about drinking themselves stupider. Cheeky sods said I should join them. I told them I'd shrivel up I'd rather shrivel up than sip whatever it was that had pickled their brains. If you find the idle swine, be sure to give them a cuff around the ear from me, will you? Of all the dirty, deceitful, downright dastardly deeds that slippery bastard's done. Claiming to take the lads out for a drink only to lead us straight into a bloody trap. It don't get no lower than that. Of course, I've learned to stay a step ahead of old Severin, so I was ready. But the others weren't so lucky. You've got to help them. My axe may as well have been a white flag for all the good it did. Hope you fare better or the sorry bastards in there are done for. Sozai Rarzai. He likes to rar at people. He's part of the scene girl scene. Severin might have gotten into this mess, but I ain't about to let him give his life for us. I'd sooner bow to the fishbacks than be in that conniving bastard's debt to arms. A true knave, you betray even yourself, Severin. We were prepared to overlook the matter of your desertion on the one condition that you provided us with suitable replacements. That was the agreement. Yet your latest change of heart leaves your debt to us unpaid. Few are they who betray the Serpent Reavers twice. You will not do so a third time. Cowering behind your protector will only delay the inevitable. Honorless wretch, your life is all you have left. And worthless though it may be, we shall take it. Oh no! Somebody with an early life section. It begins with back on Aetheris. O mournful voice of creation, grant ye this humble stone a soul that it may wake to life. Sidestep. Look, I'm fighting with a precious, like, you know, authentic Japanese katana, folded 10,000 times, ancient Japanese secret, that the golem could be vanquished. That man is no ordinary adventurer. Eh? The snake slithered away. I am only glad he did not have the chance to sink his fangs more deeply into you. Why is it that I vaguely can hear how my voice sounds a little bit like her, fucking Heaven's Word voice actor changeover voice? Caesar! Caesar! Oh. Those pirates do not belong to any of the known Leminson factions. Whom then do they serve? The Beast tribes? Surely not. But the timing of their appearance coincides all too neatly with the recent surge in Sahagin and Kobold activity. Something is afoot. The question is, what? Could it be that the tribes are planning to summon their primals? 12 help us if it should prove so. Limsa would be hard-pressed to keep a single primal at bay, let alone two. But all is yet speculation. I must needs find evidence. The seas continue to rise. Alright, yeah, this is like a 5 years ago flashback. When she was like 15. While the lesser moon continues to fall. And ilm by ilm, the world becomes ever more unlike itself. It is as Louis Soir foretold. In the Book of Rage. The coming of chaos has rendered the laws of nature immutable, blurring the boundary between the material and ethereal planes. Little now stands between us and the primals. But they are not here yet. Though time be against us, hope shall ever be on our side. Never did the creed of Charlian ring more true. Never did I dream that I would possess the means to see ether. Wow, isn't that a fucking, like, ironic statement? Yet now that I do begin to take it for granted. How swiftly do the wonders of Charlian seem commonplace. Oh shit, it's a chick from another game. Here, for you. Have you come for the festivities? The Maelstrom officially makes that great hole in the sky its training ground. Join in the celebrations. Oh, great hole in the sea. Why did I say sky? Wait, a disturbance in the etheric flow. By whence does it emanate? Sea Song Grotto, perhaps? What have we here? Can you walk? Well, at least I didn't fall down this time from the seizure. 'Tis I. Regrettably, no. He eluded me. Understood. I will inform the Commodore. I should begin pronouncing it Commodore. Like Epitome. Or Epic Center. You collapsed from your exertion. Are you suitably recovered? Severin here has apprised me of all that transpired. His account sheds some light upon how you came to be attacked by a golem of all things. A golem is a mindless automaton, inert save when commanded to be otherwise. Common pirates could not hope to control such a thing. So arcane are its workings. But then these tattooed wretches are no common pirates. They are the minions of the Sahagin. As to their purpose, well, I shall get to the bottom of it. But first, I must escort Severin back to his place of employment. I dare say Stelwern will be wondering what has become of him. And you too, for that matter. I will bear word to him of your preservation, but I am certain he would like to thank you in person. Pray, pay the man a visit. Ah, he told me of you, but perchance he did not tell you of me. My name is Y'shtola. I am a naturalist of sorts, surveying the ether in the hope that it might offer up some clue as to our predicament. Our predicament. Yeah. Oh. I'd say I owe you my life, but that don't cover it. If it weren't for you, my friends would be dead and all. 'Tis a debt I can never repay. But I'll not make things worse by running away. Take me to Summerford Farms and I'll face the consequences. For reasons I cannot fathom, you seem... Forgive me. Mayhap we shall have a chance to speak again when I have marshaled my thoughts. Until our paths next cross, farewell. Lo! I knew you'd return. Y'shtola delivered Severin a bit ago. Tales of your heroic deeds precede you. The rest came shuffling back, too. A lot of them sporting the same haunted expression. It's me who's to blame for that. That, and the rest. I was once a serpent reaver. A thrall to Sahagin. 7 hells. Reavers may look and sound and act like pirates, but they're not but the fishbacks flunkies. Us pirates ain't much for laws, but there's things we won't do. We've got a code, see? But the Reavers have never followed a word of it. A few years back, they started snatching law-abiding Laminsons. I'd only just taken my oath when our captain bent the knee to his new Sahagin masters. I knew I had to get away. So I crept off one night, got myself a new name, and found myself a new home, Summerford Farms. Trouble is, secrets don't stay secret for long round here, and words soon spread, all the way back to the sea. The penalty for desertion is death, but the Reavers offered me a way out instead. My freedom in exchange for my mates. The letter. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't bloody thinking. Too busy soiling myself. Aye, but you got there in the end, didn't you? When the time came, you made the right decision. The men say little to me, but I hear him talk of how you stood up to the Reavers at the last, of how you tried to give yourself your life to save theirs. Be that as it may, no deed, however good, can atone for the crimes of betraying your brethren. I know that, I do. That's why I'm going to hand myself over to Yellow Jackets. I'll bring shame to the farm no more. You'll hear no argument from me. Each man must sail according to his own moral compass. I just hope yours guides you back here someday. There will always be a place for you at the Summerford Farms, lad. And I'll always be in your debt, Stalewern. I owe you a debt, Malphader. Not once have you let me down. Thank you for saving the men of my farm. If I could ask one more favor of you, it'd be this: tell Baderon what's happened from start to finish. I'm certain he'd put in a good word for Severin if he knew the whole story. And he's one of the few people I know who the Yellow Jackets will listen to. Well, I reckon I've asked all I can possibly ask of you. Stay safe travel, son. Back to Lisa Lamasa. That might be capturing. Might be. Hopefully not. Well, I can't do anything about it. This room's getting kind of hot. Where was I? Right. Red Rum. Red Rum. To the Ass Castle. Boop boop a doop a doop. How loudly can you hear that in the background of my mic, Zeph? I have my air conditioner on, so... Bloody hells, life on the farm ain't quite how I pictured it. Ah, but you needn't worry yourself over young Severin. The Yellow Jacket says hands out the punishment is a good mate of mine. If I asked him nice, I reckon he'd be willing to commute the lad's sentence from Angan to Keelallen. Kindly gent that he is. Ah, I'm only jesting with you. I'll see he's treated fair. Now, it sounds to me like you've done everything old Stalewern asked to you and more, justifying me generous finder's fee in the process. Much obliged, lad. As for a reward, well, she's a lonely lady, this drowning wench o' mine. How'd you fancy her company for a spell, with free room and board? Venturing's a trying business after all. Them as don't rest their bones every now and again tend to end up with broken ones. And take it from me, fighting ain't nearly so much fun when you're nursing a shattered arm. Got that? Good. There'll always be a free bed for you, so make use of it. Yeah. Nah, not that you'll have much time for lying around, what with all the levs you'll be doing. I ain't doing levs. You can levs me alone. Oh, and it's up all above board, in case you're wondering. We're careful to stay on the Admirals. I'm shocked that you hadn't done that until just now. Gets you a special ring that when you wear it together, it allows you to, like, get extra experience when playing together. Also, I think it allows you to teleport to their position. And, depending on the cost of the wedding, more exorbitant bridal and groom gear. You should dress your character in the bridal gear. I'm just kidding. See. And if that's what Limsa needs, though, on rough seas, sometimes you have to rock the boat. We've all time for such talk when you're all well and rested. Till then, enjoy the wench's hospitality. Yeah. You now have access to recommendations. I already had access to recommendations. In fact, what does it recommend me? Sky high, because I'm on the New Game Plus experience. How do you fare, Meryl Fader? Rested and ready to expand your horizons? Well then, I have an idea where you might try head next. Have you heard of the skylift out in the middle of Lenosia? If you ever visited Woad Whisper Canyon, then you must have been up and down the thing at least once. It's that big bleeding scaffolding attached to the descent. You've likely seen the lads and lasses out there using it to haul cargo up the cliff and face. Hard labor that, and I hear they could use an enterprising soul to pick up the odd jobs that no other bugger has time to deal with. Track down the head of the operation bloke by the name Weirkrit, and he'll be sure to put you to work on a task or two. No time like the present. I remember seeing a recording of like this one like meme tuber's like Final Fantasy XIV like Lalafell who goes around in like a subligar. That's basically like just like the underpants. And they were like dyed a bronzy like metallic color. And he got married to a male Lalafell, which involves your characters flying into the air, relative to one another. It looked so silly. Bateron sent you, eh? And then consider yourself welcome to the skylift. Look at that bloody cliff, will ya? One blast of fiery hell from the huge dragon was all it took to split the ground in half. Cargo still needs to get through, though, so this mess of wooden pulleys was our solution to the problem. Well, one of them at least. If the gods were kind, and they ain't, I'd have about a dozen more workers to handle me growing a list of headaches. Glad I am to see you here. A wagon driver just returned in a great bloody hurry, screaming about some monstrosity which sprang out from a millicorn seedling in his cargo. Seems the gutless bastard tossed it over the side afore turning tail and running for his life. I needed to head down the road, recover that seedling, and deliver it to Lyelf over at Swift Perch in western Lenosia. Whatever he pays you for cargo is yours to keep, after all. I don't rightly know what else is lurking inside that plant, and you deserve to be rewarded for your troubles. Oh, and you'll also find an eighth right in Swift Perch, so the journey should be worth your while. Flying away now. Flying away now. Flying away. No shit though. The better song out of Panty Stocking is the one that the demons perform as they transform. I always found it funny that in Panty and Stocking, it's the angels that are the rebellious, chaotic ones, and it's the demons who are, like, extremely rules-lawyery. And they go around in Hugo Boss outfits. Stripperified ones, but still. Spirit of Halloween female authoritarian outfits. Has Nemea herself forsaken this desolate land? Though I understand there were risks in gambling my entire fortune on a crop of millicorn, I at least expected the seedling to be delivered before disaster struck. Is that my millicorn seedling? Oh, joyous day. It may seem a paltry beginning, but the yield of this particular variety of crop plant is nothing short of astonishing. As you have undoubtedly noticed, Swift Perch lacks a certain, shall we say, vital energy. Thus, I mean to restore a modicum of hope to its residents by growing a veritable ocean of corn. You, sir, seem fit to burst with vim and vigor. Might I persuade you to abide a while and help nurture this ailing settlement? Freyloaf. You there, adventurer. Cast your eyes towards the brewer's beacon. Does the light not seem uncommonly weak? It cannot possibly be bright enough to guide the ships sailing in the bay. I would march over to the lighthouse and investigate myself, but I am duty-bound to remain at my post. I would consider it a favor if you could make a visit to the brewer's beacon and see if aught has befallen Kenswis, the lighthouse keeper. Flying away now, flying away now. You say Yellow Jacket sent you here. He might light. Me light's growing dim. Has it? Well, a bloody course it bloody has. The bomb, what fuels me furnace, has up and buggered off. You see, if I don't get that beacon fixed up soon, there'll be a trouble on water. I know you're just the messenger lad, but I can tell a venturer when I see one. I'm going to need you to chase down that bomb and bring back a claw what you ripped from its smoldering corpse. Take this here iron brazier and set her down in the middle of the flock somewhere near the scarecrow, I'd say. You get a nice fire going and that frisky bomb will soon be out. Watch it, don't singe your eyebrows, lad. Whee! Bam. Take a look at it and be like, swipe. All you need to do is take down that runway bomb and bring me one of its little claws. Ah, you got the ashy bastard, did ya? Once I put this little firecracker in the furnace, that should keep this thing running for a while. I had myself a bit of a look while you were gone, and Limelane's cursed me if the furnace weren't all bent and broken. Small wonder the bloody bomb was able to escape. Patched things up best I could, but I ain't no Smitty. You might want to have a chat with that yellow jacket friend of yours in Swift Perch and have him pass the word to someone in Limsa. The furnace is damaged, is it? Very well. I shall write up the relevant reports, but these repairs must needs be effected without delay. Seems I have another favor to ask of you, adventurer. Take yourself straightway to the Armorers Guild in Limsa Laminsa and explain the situation to Forgemaster Hananza. Hananza Bonanza. Ass Castle. Furnace in Brewer's Beacon needs repairs. Paragot's beard, I just sent someone out to tinker with it not a week past. Mayhap the bomb Canswith had trapped in there was a touch too volatile? I'll have an artisan visit the lighthouse and pay special attention to reinforcing the casing of that furnace. Your work is done here, adventurer. May the navigator guide you on your journey. What say you on taking on some work from Naldic and Vanellis? We've a great hulking warship to build, and could certainly use an extra hand for a number of tasks. For your first job, I need you to run this missive over to Otbirum, the head of shipwright at the Moravi dry docks. We forge most of the ship bits and pieces here at the Armorers Guild, but the actual construction takes place at the docks found in the south of Lower Lenosia. That's all where you'll find the main offices of Naldic and Vemelis. The Morabi Dry Docks is one of Limsa Lominsa's most important districts, at least as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sure you'll not regret attuning yourself to the area's aetheryte. If you've no confidence in your directions, you'd be best served making use of the Chocobo Porter, first floor of the mizzenmast, in case you were wondering. Should you choose to make the trek on your own 2 feet, leave the city through the Tempest Gate and follow the road south. May the navigator guide your steps. What if I was already attuned to their lady? Whoosh. Kind of got a minorly sociopathic glint in his eyes because of how small his irises are. But I would. He kind of got a young guy look to him based off of the hairstyle, though. I'd place that like the kind of choices a 20-something would make. In other words, I'm saying it's bottom-coded. You have a missive for me from the Forge Master Hananza. I assumed it pertains to his pending arrival of the materials I ordered over a moon ago. Let's see it then. Blast and botheration. Another delay? I am well aware of the shortage of skilled artisans, but this is insufferable. My apologies. The messenger does not deserve to bear the brunt of my frustration. Might I have your name? Well, you can call me Daddy. And get on your knees. Actually, ironically enough, the name I have for this character, if memory serves, translates through the Rogden tongue into Mountain Father. Malfader, is it? Well, Malfader, this proud maiden you see taking shape before you is the victory. The first new vessel to grace the docks since the calamity. We may have lost the bulk of our ships that fateful day, but starting with this beauty, we will restore the Maelstrom's fleet to its former glory. The victory is more than a simple warship. It is the symbol of Limsa Lominsa's rebirth from the wreckage wrought by the coming of the 7th Umbral Era. Thus, we are striving to complete her construction as swiftly as possible, even going so far as to hire veteran shipwrights from outside of the thalassocracy. Yet, even with such unprecedented measures, there are never enough hands to handle the abundance of tasks. Should you choose to linger at the docks for a time, there is no end of odd jobs for the hardworking adventurer. Be you fair warned, there is a place here for layabouts, or there is no place here for layabouts and troublemakers. Where in the 7 hells is that man? Not once in 12 moons has he been late with a shipment, and now 2 whole turns of the sun without a single word. A shipwright of mine, a young man named Feral Smid, recently left Candlekeep Key to retrieve several crates of supplies ordered from Limsa Lominsa, but is yet to return. I have sent several missives to Haldbroda, but his replies are always the same. He does not recall ever seeing the write, nor the supplies he was scheduled to collect. The man knows something, and I severely doubt he is telling me the whole truth. As I cannot leave my post, I would ask you to travel to Candlekeep Key in my stead and inform Haldbroda that if he insists on playing these games, I will personally see that he is transferred to Turtleback Island, where he can rot alone in the middle of the sea for eternity. And does that self-righteous dog Biram doubt that I've never told him anything less than the truth? / doubt, bitch. Turtleback Island? He cannot do that, can he? I swear on my poor Nana's grave. Navigator, rest her soul, I know not of this Firl's mid, nor his precious supplies. Hells, we here at the Key have had enough. Sure. Well, what time is it? I can never remember. Texas is Pacific time or... No, wait, no. Wait, is it? Damn it. One sec. Central. Okay. 8 p.m. Central. 8 p.m. Central. Okay. That shouldn't be a problem. Can always move my stream back an hour that day. So, like, I'll probably, like, stream at 3 my time and probably end a little bit late, or a little bit early, so I can show up at your time slot. If memory serves, like, come to that, like, cathedral in the Shroud. I've never been to an in-game wedding, so I don't know how that sort of experience is done. I want to say it's like its own personal duty and time slot. See. Hells, we here at the Key have had enough trouble these past few suns with the sinking of the Limonson cargo ship off the Salt Strand. I haven't had the time to take a proper piss, let alone make note of every scrag that wanders in off the grip. There we go. Posted an announcement for that while I'm midstream on Twitter. Now, the way I see it, if you have time to be standing here questioning my character, then you most certainly have time to get that arse of yours down to Saltstrand and help us search for survivors of the wreck. Who knows, you may just run across a Firal's mid. Everyone seems so eager to find. Here's hoping the navigator hasn't found him first. I am Fieldsmid. You say the foreman's wondering about me whereabouts? I thought he might be, but you must know I cannot face him at the dry docks until I've righted the terrible wrong I caused. 2 nights passed. I made the trip from the dry docks to Candlekeep Key, just as foreman asked. The seas were right rough, and the captain of the cargo ship was wary of bringing her too close to the cliff, so I paid a few coins to a fisher to take me out to meet her. By the time we was halfway twixt shore and ship, the swells had risen to nigh on 10 yalms. I wasn't long afore the waves had hold of us. Try as we might to steady the boat, nature's grip was too tight, and we were flung headlong into the Leminson galley. When I awoke, both ships were gone, and the cargo I was to collect lay strewn around the salt strand. I's made every effort to salvage it, but the sands are crawling with Quikirin. I ain't one with a sword, and now you see why it is I cannot return to the dry docks. Slish slash, I will slice them with my sword. Crash bash. Fuck off. That's some bad hat, Feralsmid. That night I was tossed into the sea like some doll of rags, and it weren't long before the world round me faded to black as I slipped deeper into the abyss. But lo, the navigator would see me to the gates of the 7 hells, and I woke to find myself washed ashore. And here I has been ever since, waiting for a chance to salvage me master's cargo. Missing parts. I don't know how to repay you. I'll deliver the supplies right away, but first I must stop by the quay so that I might pay me respects to the widow of the brave fisher who gave his life for a handful of coin. Can you tell Aunt Bjorn that I'll be back at the dry docks by nightfall? Many thanks, adventurer. Let's go with me main. I tend to compile, like, extra stuff and, like, experiences onto my main. This guy's mostly just there. Sweet. To the northeast. Actually, let me grab that while I'm here. Shouldn't take more than just a couple of minutes to switch characters. God, I love the scholar coat. It's one of the reasons why I made, like, you know, the alt characters, because, like, you end up kind of, like, focusing on a certain kind of drip that just, that's the fit, that's the look of the character, and it's hard to break it. I need to go somewheres. You saw nothing. You saw absolutely nothing. You are seeing nothing. I am so sorry about that. I forgot that I logged off there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Zeph. Yeah, like, okay, that's honestly kind of shitty that they did that. I get that it's been, like, the better part of a year, but I wouldn't be surprised if she did that because she just didn't fucking care. I should get rid of... I'll keep them. This is the FC house. Let's see. Okay, so long as I just have it on my person. The way I try to think about it with spoilers, so it's like, somebody can blurt out a fucking spoiler all they like, but like, so long as the context and the experience is like, you know, interesting and, you know, makes up for it, I can live with it. Still fucking, like, shitty that they did that. All the novices. Yeah, I know. I've done this shit like a million times. Where was that? Oh, right. New game plus. Utterly soon. Resume, damn it. Being on a mount shouldn't even matter. Perky cheeks. I am relieved to hear that both Fearless Mid and the supplies are unharmed. Thought it was foolish for him to believe, though it was foolish for him to believe that I would blame him for that, which was obviously out of his hands. You see, there was no storm that day, and the seas here adjacent to the dry docks were as calm as a slumbering child. This leads me to believe that the trouble the ships encountered off Candlekeep Key was of a less natural sort, the sort which the Sahagin have been known to conjure. Marrowfader, while I originally had doubts about your motives, you have repeatedly proven yourself an asset of Naldik's and Vimeli's. I still do not like you, but that does not mean I do not trust you. Gimthota, head of the watch at the Dry Doctors. Dry Docks believes that pirates may be plotting an attack on the Victory, and she requires assistance investigating a group of unsavory individuals making camp nearby. I have recommended you for the task. Despite all Limsa endured before, during, and following the calamity, the fact that there are still those who would turn their backs on the city-state so that they may line their pockets with a few handfuls of coin. Just the thought of it sickens me. Ah, yes. I had a feeling you would be the one Otbirum sent. Since you first arrived at the Moravi Dry Docks, I have had my men watch you. Oh, wait, no. Ah, yes. I had a feeling you would be the one Otbirum sent. Since you first arrived at the Moravi Dry Docks, I have had my men watch you. Oh, there's no need to get angry. I make it a point to keep an eye on all those new to the area. It is simply protocol. And you'll be pleased to know that nothing incriminating was found. You appear to be a model citizen. That, and the foreman seems to think somewhat highly of you, which I admit is quite shocking. The man doesn't even trust his own mother. Very well then. I assume Otbirum informed you of what your task would entail. The pirates we believe are conspiring to raid the Dry Docks were last seen making camp near an ancient stone called the Mark of the Spinner. I would have you approach the men, posing as a lost adventurer, and see if you cannot somehow learn of their intentions. Sanongo, stationed at the rear gates, can provide you with an exact location of the camp. Flying away now. Flying away now. Flying away. Marifader. I knew it. No more sardines for Sanongo. Tonight, I shall dine on the finest salmon on the peninsula. Why? Well, I had a little wager going with some of the other guards on who Otbirum would recommend for the next job. My money was on you. Ah, the job. Yes, of course. If you follow the road past the gates to the southeast, you will eventually come to a barren cape with a single large stone, half buried in the cliff overlooking the sea. Followers of the 12 say it's a holy site dedicated to Nemea, the spinner. I'd be surprised if the pirates camped up there were aware of that, though. Disreputable pirate. I'm giving you to the count of 9 to step back on that path and carry your venturing arse back down to whatever rock it is you crawled out from under. You see, I's added up to me ears with your types roaming the hills like they was yours to roam. It's getting to be that a man can enjoy a mug of rum without some shite breath outlander running up asking which is the way to the local love meet. 7 L's if I know. I'm a bloody pirate, goddammit! Those balls, once we've have me boy back, I'm putting this godforsaken pisshole of an island so far behind me. Ain't no one'll remember I was ever here. Come on, Scrags, we've knives to sharpen. Man, how would somebody not know that was dedicated to the spinner? It's literally a spinning wheel. Such a fucking puzzle. So the trespassers are indeed pirates, and they are indeed planning something. But what is this talk of getting me boy back? Could it be that their target never was the Victory? Something's not right. I won't sit idly by waiting for those pirates to make the first move. I shall order increased patrols immediately. Thank you again for your help, Marrowfader. It appears we were wise to put our trust in you. I am concerned, Marrowfader. It appears that the pirates I had you investigate are on the move. They creep ever closer to the dry docks, so I must admit, or assume, they mean to target the Victory herself. That ship is the symbol of everything Limsa strives to become, and I will not allow these base scoundrels to lay a single finger upon her hull. We must apprehend them before they put their plans into motion. You, Marrowfader, are just the man to do it. Without your capable assistance, I fear the security of the dry docks cannot be guaranteed. Not a moment ago, my guards submitted reports of suspicious activity in the area. Pray, begin your efforts by listening to one of their accounts firsthand. It matters not whom you choose to speak with, but be sure to question either Earthsworst at the front gate or Sinango at the rear. Any suspect saboteurs you encounter during the course of your investigation are to be interrogated. Report any and all findings directly to me. Well, Cinegarette is over here. Hell, adventurer. Glad to have another hand aboard to help shore up security. The gods know our reports would sit on Gimthoda's desk gathering dust if it weren't for the assistance of those such as yourself. Speaking of reports, though, I saw one of those mangy pirates lurking around the cliff near Empty Heart. I'd take a closer look before he has a chance to cover his tracks. I'm gonna be flying away now. Flying away. Where's this bitch? Where's this bitch? And then I pushed him overboard. That's all, folks. Spotted me, did ya? Well, you're too late. What's to happen is already happening. Why do I always let them just run? Whee! So you found me one of those pirates, did you? I knew you were the right adventurer. What could these knaves be planning? What's to happen has already happened. Captain, the trouble at the shipyard, Easy now, soldier. Who did this to you? Pirates, out of nowhere, stuck me good. Gods below, we are not prepared for this. The pirates, soldier, how many do they number? Not sure. More than I could quickly count, seemed to be carrying explosives. And there's no time to lose. Marrowfader, you heard the situation. Make your way to the shipyard and engage these intruders. I will see to this man's wounds, then follow after. Make haste. Okay, well, I have to go around then. Bam! Bam! Construction! Bam! I never reckoned it'd be this easy. Still don't trust those slimy bastards, but their plan worked like a charm. Duh, what are you doing, you great bloody fool? Shut your trap, boy. This'll be all over soon. All that's left now is to blow this ugly pile of driftwood into splinters. Why would you do such a thing? Have you any idea how important this ship is? What it represents? Aye, and that's what makes it all the sweeter. Whatever it takes to knock some sense into me treacherous backstabbing son. Imagine a boy of mine giving up the pirate's life to become a shipwright. And a bleeding maelstrom vessel at that. What under Limalayan's wide green ocean made you take up with these self-righteous shites? You're the one with no bloody sense, duh. Don't you see? The pirates had their glory day, but that era is over. I wondered why Otbeer never spoke of his father. Never would have thought. This ship's a symbolite of everything that's wrong with the world, and I mean to shatter into 100,000 pieces. Gimthoda, Merylfader, pray beat the tar out of this bloated sea slug and make sure no harm comes to the victory. I want to say this is like the quest right below the game proceeds to be like, okay, now you get to like have like the first primary cutscene. That's a silent lackey. Does she frost shock? Bam! Good frost shock. Oh shit. I did too much damage to him real quick. Okay. Flash! I must be getting old, letting some green venturing get the best of me. Dude, you attacked me with fucking, like, padded, like, tunics. I'm wielding a sword that's very specifically carved for, scything through fabric and flesh. Well, that's kind of the thing, is like, in EMA, fucking padded tunics and stuff like that do have a benefit for a blade that is more about its heft than its scything ability. It's not to say that like a broadsword can't cut through things. It's just that they're not really designed specifically for cutting through things. It is part of what they do, but part of what they do is also smack into a thing. They're generally pretty rigid. Katanas, though, fucking cannot deal with fucking armor. But if you got bare flesh or fabric-covered flesh, have fun. Da. That's one big bloody ship. Big and nasty looking. You made that, did ya? My thanks, Merylfader. I shudder to think what may have become of the victory without your intervention. The pirates made a right mess of things. Best get to sorting out the docks. And my thoughts could use some sorting out as well. Ever did my father have a way of turning my life upside down? Pray convey my thanks and my apologies to Gimthoda. How fare you, Marrowfader? I cannot begin to thank you for the role you played in preventing this madness. You defended more than a simple ship. You saved the budding hope of Limsa Lominsa from a violent demise. The day was yours. It seems our security regiment will require much in the way of improvement if we are to truly keep the dry docks safe. Otbirum apologizes. Well, I suppose I can understand why he would feel responsible for his father's actions. Of all those involved, this incident was hardest on him. But, in time, I believe he will come to a single conclusion. The most fitting way of moving past his anguish is to see the victory completed and in the water. Ah, by the way, the pirates we defeated have been handed over to the Yellow Jackets. Rainer's men will be taking over the investigation. Before the Yellow Jackets moved in, however, we recovered a most unusual object. Should you have time to spare, I would ask you of another favor. Ah, no, no! Get back here. In light of your role in recent events, there are few others to whom I would entrust this task. Since last we spoke, a curious missive has been discovered amongst the personal effects of Atsop Piffin, the pirate behind the plot to sabotage the victory. This missive was penned in the most unusual script, a script we believe to be some manner of code. Needless to say, anything which a proven enemy of Limsa Lominsa deems worthy of enciphering is like to be of great interest to the Maelstrom. Unfortunately, none among us can make sense of the message. In cases such as this, I am told the Yellow Jackets are wont to turn to Baderon and his convenient connections. Thus, I would have you deliver this message to the proprietor of the Drowning Wench, into his hands and no other. Do you understand? Lisa Lamasa it is. New from Gridanier. Ahoy there, Malfader. I've been hearing about your deeds at the dry docks. Otbirum laid out the entire tale for me. Poor Sod was still reeling at his old man's part in the business. But at least he kept the victory from being sunk afore she sailed. And for that, I owe you me thanks. You've really made a name for yourself in Limsa, lad. Folk know that when they need summat doing. You need summat doing? What might that be? Read this, bitch. Read 'em and weep. You want someone to read a message written funny letters for you, and Gim thought I might know a man that could. Well, let's see it then. I reckon I might know a canny bugger what can read stuff like this. Ugly sod by the name of Baderon. Of course I know him, because he's me. You know, you're like one of me regulars now, Malfader. You've never let me down yet, and Navigator helped me, I reckon I can trust you. Kim Thoda was right to want this message deciphered. We got us some trouble brewing, and no mistake. Get ready for action, and I'll explain. Good to have you aboard, lad. Now then, where to start? Back when I was younger and nastier, I earned me living as a sellsword. In that business, if you wanted to know what your enemy was up to, you had to learn how to read the orders you prized from the cold, dead hands of his mates. That's how I came to know how to read your message. Truth be told, the script was only too bloody familiar. Them Sahagin letters, lad, and I should know. I've gutted more fishbacks messengers than I can count. Gets worse though. The plan to blow up the victory is all in air right. It gets worse though. The plan to blow up the victory is all in here, right down to the fine details. Looks like they meant to raise 8 kinds of L in Western Lenosia, then hit the Maelstrom's new flagship in the confusion. The point being, the attack on the victory weren't the act of a few rebellious pirates. It was a key part of some canny bastard's grand plan. But if I'm reading this right, the attack itself came much too early. I'll wager they panicked when they saw you was onto him, rushed in to do the job, and buggered it up. Them tattoo-faced bastards, as they say, was paying Otbirm's old man. They were the Serpent's Reaver, right? But none of their crew was there, was they? Did they have somewhat better to do, or what? Seven L's, I've got it all backwards. That mess at the victory, that was meant to be a bloody distraction. The fishbacks ain't interested in the Maelstroms, baby. They're after men, just like they've always been. They're sending the pirates' lackeys after a civilian target. Well, he told me to go to Swift Perch. Here's a rough translation of the message. Take it to Commodore Rayner at the Coral Tower and tell him he's in for a busy day. Oh, and give him an and, eh? You can be damn sure they'll need it. Before I do that, I'm gonna see if I can't gussy up Meryl Fader over here. His look was made for a augmented experience. Crystal Bell. I'm gonna have to briefly exit the New Game Plus experience. Suspend. Let me change my face. Shit, it's my stalker. Okay, different light. So that shading under the eyes makes him kind of look sickly. Let's change that. Pronounced cheekbones. I think that's what I was using before. Darkening towards the middle eye, like, area actually looks better. A little bit too glammed up. Yeah, it's a lot too glammed up, but how about that? That actually looks a little bit better. Playing off the subcoloring of his things. I haven't used tattoos on him in ages, and I don't really plan to. Or maybe I should go with a paint color of closer to the blue of his eyes. Not actually a bad choice. Yeah, let's go with that. What once stood in a shoveled shell of a man, there now shines a beauty reborn. I always fucking love that gif out there of like a fucking player or an NPC in this game doing like the laughing like emote. And then, like, immediately reverting back to, like the stoic face. Okay, let's, go around hatless for a bit. Okay. Nugga plus. Let's go speak with Mount Rainier. Where was this bitch? Oh, right, he's over there. In which case, best I just go over to the aft castle and port from there. Yes, I am Rainier. You must be the adventurer whose name seems to be on everyone's lips. You are to be commended for your part in thwarting the plot to destroy the victory. Now, what can I do you for this day? You bear an urgent message from Baderon. Why do I get the feeling that my hopes for a quiet evening are about to be cruelly dashed? Tell me, what is afoot? An assault on Swift Perch, but we've seen nothing to suggest the serpents or reavers are amassing an attack. Even so, it would be foolish to discount the possibility. Baderon is rarely wrong about such things. I will marshal the Yellow Jackets for battle immediately. The only question is where to send them. While I concur with Baderon's assessment that the attack on the dry docks was intended as a diversion, Swift Perch is but one of several possible targets for the main thrust. Commodore! Report. It's Hagen, sir. They've mounted a large-scale assault on South Tide Gate and threatened to overwhelm our defenses within the day. The garrison requests immediate reinforcements. By the Navigator, it seems my decision has been made for me. Muster the troops and give the order to the march. I need to get the augment for the coat I'm in. I like the pouches, but like I kind of wish I had the coat without the pouches. Which means there is every chance this assault on Tidegate may yet prove to be another feint. The fact remains, however, that we can ill afford to ignore it, and that leaves Swiftperch vulnerable to those pirate traders. It is times such as these that I wish the warriors of light yet walked among us. But wishes will avail us not. Bilgstson, you must serve in their absence. Make for Swiftperch with all haste, and lend your strength to the squads I can spare for the settlement's defense. Commodore Rayner sent word we'd be getting reinforcements, but I didn't expect him to send you. You certainly look like you've seen your share of action, though. You bear little resemblance to the wide-eyed whelp I met fresh off the ferry. In any case, do you know what you're fighting for here? This place, Swiftperch, it was built by folk who stood strong in the face of every hardship the Calamity threw their way. And we're not about to let some fish-fancying scum claim the honor of being the ones who finally broke their spirits. Don't give those pirate bastards one bloody elm, you hear me? Here they come! Oh no! Shit. It's the lewd squad. These men are walking around with their fucking tits out. Cover them up, slut. And now I thought all of them yellow jacket worms was meant to be busy. That useless scrag ain't following the plan, is he? Now what? Pull back and wait for our Sahagin brothers? Piss on that. We ain't turning back empty-handed. Remember, no killing the small folks or it'll be your blood that's what stains the Lord Leviathan's altar. The yellow bellies you can butcher at will. Them dirty slugs will be crushed under the full might of the serpent reavers. Seems Swiftperch was the main target after all, eh? Squads 1 and 2, protect the townsfolk. Squad 3, you're our rear guard. The rest of you, we meet their charge where we stand. Let us bear the Commodore's word of our victory, or no word at all. For Limsa Laminsa. Can I act? No, but I can read. I'll gut all you yellow bellies and dance on your gizzards. Lice. Die. Lice. Die. Well fought. The Reavers are beaten and scattered. I'll take some men and hunt down the stragglers. Ah, but there may be more of them lurking about. So don't let your guard down yet. We represent the Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild. Actually, I can't sing that because that is actually straight up a fucking Disney song, ain't it? The source of his power becomes clear. You may have bested the golem, but you will not fare so well this day. O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite mine enemies. Lamb. Your very being imperils the plan. You cannot be suffered to live. Whoosh! This reminds me of that meme from my Tumblr era where somebody would like react to a thing by like putting like that like blast close filter on things. The new game plus experience, bitch! Power wanes, afford him no chance of recovery. Oh, that the wisdom of the paragons should be brought low by mere mortals. Oh. Paragons, did he say? Then it is as I feared. They are known as the Bringers of Chaos, or Ascians to give them their proper name. Shit! The Knights of Denarius. It would seem our suspicions were correct. It is they who would have been manipulating the beast tribes. Wah, 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 wah. Pardon? You would know if we Charlians have encountered Ascians before? I have never spoken to you of my homeland. How did you know whence I hail? Wait, I do begin to see. You've been blessed with a special gift. You were right, lad. If I'd known a mean bugger like that was hiding in the bushes, I would have left a squad of 6 to keep you company. Well, at least now we can call this kidnapping investigation to a close. Those Reavers were the ones spiriting folks away in the dead of night, and this bastard here was pulling all the strings. A trifle simplistic, but not inaccurate. I came as soon as I sensed his presence. But I never thought to find such a scene of carnage. Yet we prevailed, and thanks to your heroic actions, I have learned much. Heroic is the word. I don't want to think about what would have happened if you hadn't been here, friend. And your assistance is much appreciated too, Lady Y'shtola. Please give our regards to the Scions. You know, Zeph, the one downside of the end of Endwalker is we never, ever got to see someone go Super Scion. Much less Super Scion 2, or Super Scion 3, or Super Scion God Super Scion. Or Super Scion Blue. God, I don't watch fucking DBZ for exactly this reason. That and the trauma. The trauma of watching it reboot itself all the way back to the Snake Way arc over and over and over again. I'm glad to have played a role in bringing what I hope is an end to this disturbing spate of abductions. The thread of your fate forms a part of a more intriguing tapestry. Perhaps we will be afforded the chance to speak more in the near future. For now, however, you must see this particular tale to its conclusion. Pray, send my greetings to Commodore Raynor, and then return to the Waking Sands! Shit, did that dude shit himself as he died? Who shits crystals? Lisa Lamassa. Okay, that's fine. I should be able to make the one for Saturday. Still going to be 6 my time, right? Okay. Because I do stream from like 2 to 5 my time on Saturdays. We got the Helldivers stream with like Bo. It's no problem, though. You have shown yourself to be of sure arm and strong spirit and a sound judgment. Would that Limsa Lominsa had more of your kind, like. I have little doubt that you shall one day join the ranks of Eorzea's greatest adventurers. It is but a matter of time. Clearly, Baderon's eye for potential remains as sharp as ever, though I doubt even he imagined you could be capable of such feats. Might you favor me with your own account of the day's events? Such victories bear retelling. Y'shtola has been working with us for quite some time, you see. And she was only too willing to assist the Yellow Jackets in the kidnapping investigation, proving herself a stalwart ally of Limsa Lominsa yet again. Needless to say, after your part in thwarting the attempted sabotage of the victory in the small matter of your deeds at Swiftperch, you too have proven yourself a valued friend of the thalassocracy. Admiral! Most people's favorite, city leader. May I present to you Admiral Blufswen.
So, this is the adventurer I've been reading about in the field reports. I am Melve Blufisvin, Admiral of Limsa Lominsa.
A name that requires hearing it out loud to understand its pronunciation.
On behalf of my people, I bid you thanks for the deeds you have done this day. A token of our gratitude. What worth is high regard without just reward, after all? Ha!
I absolutely would, her second in command.
Since you first set foot in our city, my good friend Baderon and Commodore Rayner have taken turns at regaling me with tales of your exploits. Safe to say, they left an impression. Join me at the coming banquet. A seat of honor at the celebratory feast is the least I can offer the man who foiled the Sahagin.
Oh! A seat at the feast.
Oh, and don't be late. Your fellow guests will be eager to take the measure of their newest hero, and some do not take kindly to being kept waiting. Till then, may you walk in the light of the crystal.
I'm not sure you understand just how unusual it is for the Admiral to invite an adventurer to a state banquet. It is a highly coveted honor. Why, even the officers under her direct command are rarely afforded such recognition. But I will not deny you have earned it. Many of the tasks you have performed in service of the thalassocracy have been both difficult and dangerous. This is a reward for all of your efforts, a nod to your many achievements, both large and small. Has the enormity of the moment yet to sink in? Perchance you will realize its significance when you stand before the assembled dignitaries of Limsa Lominsa. And now that I have imagined the scene, I realize that you will require attire suitable for the occasion. I suggest you visit the wench and see what Baderon can arrange. He is surprisingly knowledgeable about such things. Well, well, if it ain't Merlib's guest of honor. Obnobbing with the Eye and Mighty now, is it? You know, one of the downsides of the recast of the various, voice casts from, like, this era to the Heavensward is, to Heavensward is that Merylwood's voice actress in this is actually a stellar choice. That's Knight Commander Meredith from Dragon Age 2's, voice actress. Jean Gilbin, if memory serves. Absolutely perfectly gets the vibe of the character. And it's not like there weren't, like, other, like, solid VAs for the other characters. Uniange is Gideon Emery, who, if memory serves, isn't unaccustomed to voicing elf characters, considering he was Fenris in Dragon Age 2. I tell you, lad, I damn near snorted ale up me nose when I heard the news. You've come a long bloody way, you have, and that's the truth. Well, one thing's for sure. You'll not want for decent grub. These banquets are catered by the bleeding Bismarck, no less. 'Tis a grand chance to fill your belly to bursting with fine and, more importantly, free food. But we can't have you turning up in your shite-caked venturing gear. Excuse you, I look exceptional in my blue-dyed fucking, military coat here. Thank you. Shite-caked venturing gear, my ass. I launder this often. No, the hero of the hour needs to have a touch of refinement about him. If only to stop folk complaining when he's stuffing his fake with cake. Take yourself over to Octand and speak to Janassim or the Brugere Consortium. She'll furnish you with somewhat gentlemanly to wear. I've already had a word with her, so all you'll need to do is pick up the goods. Then bring them back here so I can tell you what's what. I see Boobs has lured you in. Soon we'll have lost you properly to to the Pal Worlds. Where am I going? I'm just messing with you, Zeph. I think the only game that I've seen, like, you get, like, fully drawn into that Boobs was playing with you was Marvel Rivals. You seem to be really into that one. Which, I don't know, I've never known you to be, like, deeply into PvP games, so I'm going to say that's high praise of the quality of the game. For boobs, one can assume it's the quality of the ass on display. Huh. Fair then. That would fully explain capability with the PvP games. I put no effort into PvP and am notorious for hating PvP. Good morning, sir. I assume you're the underdressed gentleman Baderon mentioned? I see he was not exaggerating. I've chosen these especially for your debut in polite society. Fear not, I am certain you will absolutely adore them. Shoes. There we go, a nice pair of dress shoes for you. Bloke might have a bloke mightn't have much else to his name, but so long as he's got a decent pair of shoes, his feet on his feet, there ain't nowhere he can't go. Think of him as a gift from me and all the other folks you've done right all along the way. Aye, aye, 'tis a very moving gesture. I know, I just don't go welling up on me. Wouldn't do for Lim's new hero to turn up at the banquet soaked in his own tears and snot. Anyway, that's your crab sorted out. Now you just need to settle your nerves. Tell me when you're ready, and I'll tell you where you're meant to go. You ready then, are you? The banquet's all, if you had, I want you to, you're over and Ed and drag over there. Now, make sure you're wearing them fancy shoes when you turn up, alright? Carrying them won't do no good. They're meant to make you look good and a gentleman. Remember, not a gentleman's bleeding lackey. As for directions, the feast being held at the bridge. No, I-born bugger tell you different. Do I have the shoes? Those are not the shoes. Those are the shoes. Man, those make my feet look tiny. Now those are some fancy dress shoes. Come adventurer, I will show you to the briefing room.
brothers and sisters of the sea. Join me now in honoring this man for his services to our great nation. May the Navigator guide and protect him on his journey, till sea swallows all. These pirates you encountered with the tattooed faces, they call themselves the Serpent Reavers. Their ranks are formed of cutthroats and madmen who have pledged themselves body and soul to the primal Leviathan. From what we have gathered, they sought to swell their numbers by spiriting away any soul unfortunate enough to cross their path. I need not tell you the depth of the animosity between us and the Sahagin. How any seaman worth his salt could devote himself to the fishback's god is a question for a more temperate mind than mine. But, thanks to you, our citizens may once more go about their daily lives, safe in the knowledge that they will not be dragged into the darkness by those execrable curs.
Such an extraordinary glow.
My eyes are up here. Oh, this.
This
It's a sample of
one
blue
the
sky.
crystals of light.
Do you want a sample?
By the Navigator.
After our encounter with the Gubu, you had a vision, did you not? Of a towering crystal. You bathed in her light.
Belle Delphine's
Yashtola's
light.
conclusion is clear, and I see no reason to doubt it. You are the vessel of a higher power. This being from your vision was the Mother Crystal. Your description matches what little we know of her. And if she has chosen you, then your deeds may yet shape the fate of nations, as once did the deeds of the Warriors of Light. Know you the tale? Like you, they were not of these lands, yet they fought to protect us all against the corruption of the Primals. When the Garlean Empire began its conquest of the realm, these heroes joined the Grand Companies and helped reforge the Eorzean Alliance. And at the Battle of Carteneau, they took the field beneath our banners to fight for everything we hold dear. It was on that day, in the midst of that hell, that we lost them. Every soul who survived that battle will never forget how it was to fight beside them. We are proud to call them our comrades. Yet whenever we try to shout their names, the sound dies in our throats. And whenever we strain to see their faces with our mind's eye, naught but their shadows appear to us, set against a blinding light. Ask any true Eorzean who knew them, and the story will be the same. It is for this reason that we call them the Warriors of Light. When I look upon you, I cannot help but be reminded of them. Keep that crystal safe. In time, I believe the Mother Crystal will make clear her reasons for bestowing it upon you. Heed well her words, adventurer, for it is Hydaelyn herself who speaks.
Seizure!
Flames to the fore! Victory belongs to the bold. Show those Imperial whore sons what we're made of!
The left flank buckles. Divert the barracudas. Bid them hold that position, though it costs them their lives.
The yellow serpents are in need of succor. Pray,
Succor.
send the white wolves to their aid. The adventurers risk life and limb for our cause.
See me streaming
We
leveling
must
the
not
crafter
fail
jobs.
them.
One of my buddies chimes in with, I say yes so I can see you working a job.
Is aught amiss?
No, it is nothing.
Bloody hells! The barrier won't go down so easily! Eyes forward!
Yeah, just stop doing dishes and screenshot
We are
that.
being watched.
Will do.
Raging Bull, calling Bloodthorn. Bloodthorn, respond! Respond, damn you! Ah!
Raging Bull, this is Mad Snake. Respond.
Ryder, this is Raging Bull. What news?
We're surrounded by a blaze. There is no way out. Gods preserve, what is that thing?
What's going on? Speak to me!
Gods damn it! We cannot hold much longer.
Mad Snake! Mad Snake! Answer me! Damn it! Damn it all to the seventh hell!
What of the barracudas? Can they not be reached?
Sorry, Admiral. Shell's not working.
What of our own?
I cannot say, my lady. That monstrosity appears to be disrupting our communications.
We must keep trying. Call till they respond.
Yes, my lady.
Admiral, General, we can do no more. We must give the order to withdraw.
I will not forsake Louis Soir!
General, please. Victory may belong to the bold, but there will be no
Hillary
victor this
Swank,
day.
Louis Soir.
You know this to be true. Let us not sacrifice lives in vain. The adventurers fight bravely, but to no avail. Let them withdraw, and let us be the ones to stand with Louis Soir.
Belay previous orders. All Maelstrom units are commanded to fall back, effective immediately. Give the foreign levy priority. Let the main host cover their retreat and bring up the rear.
Damn it! Relay the order. All flames are to withdraw. I don't care if our link cells are useless. You still have a working pair of legs, don't you? Well, use them, you bloody half-wit!
The outcome of this battle was long since decided. Better to retreat now than risk a massacre. This dark, stifling presence.
Always been a fan of Canacena.
Or what?
She might be like the white mage, but she does not lack for get up and go energy. She's often in their grouping the first to be like, fuck it, we ball.
Positions.
Kasbamul, Sogini Moise Tonsul. Logalo, Asawad Daken Bet Mubut. Imarat Way, Kiskat Toga Hats Wadadons. Sees Nigem, Fistun the only Lamrai Sadai Dawn.
Morning, sunshine, and all. What happened? Ah, you don't remember then. You keeled over in the middle of the banquet and caused a right stir. I had to carry you back to the wench myself. Well, I say carriage was more a matter of dragging and rolling to too much cake, I reckon. I'm a Rogden. I'm nothing but cake. Anyway, don't fret. 'Tis little wonder you was exhausted after everything you've been through lately. Your little nap seems to have put some color back in your cheeks, though, so I'll leave you be. Bugger, I almost forgot the Admiral wants to have a word with you. When you feel up to it, talk to Zenthale, and he'll let you into the command room. Oh, and stay awake, eh? I'm told old Merroweb was in the middle of telling you a story when you started snoring last time. And I doubt she'd look too kindly on it if you repeated the trick. Okay, well, I'm thinking that's a good time as any to see about somebody to raid onto. Oh no, no, stop. Let's go with Saturn Senshi. /raid Saturn _Senshi. Thanks for coming, y'all. I will be back tomorrow. Change of plans, normal hour, but it will still be starting a Saints Row playthrough. The reboot, the shitty one. There is only a shitty one, but still. No problem. Hope you have a good afternoon and evening, etc. Catch you tomorrow.